Hello and welcome to a new video by Shackle developers. My name is Eric. And in this video I'm going to talk about the essence of mastering something, and in this case it's about mastering how to build an RGB LED electric candlestick, whatever it's called in English. So I'm going to talk about the current system that we have. So currently it takes 10 hours, and it's 10 hours of headache to build one, because the cables I have black for the G and D or VIN, and I have yellow for the RGB, or I have blue in another project. So the two current projects I have right now, it's black and yellow or blue, and that's bad. And why? There are no pros using this color of cables, and there are many cons. And that's because it's hard to determine what cables goes where. So when you have these four cables and you're going to solder them, you don't really know which one goes to ground, which one goes to red, and so on. So these four brown cables here are just the cables that the main cables that goes around the whole circuit to create a parallel cable system. And these four doesn't matter because these are the same in the upgraded version, because these work really well. But the problem is that it needs measuring and testing in order to understand which cable should go where, because these four brown cables are the VIN or ground, and then it's red, green, and blue. But you don't really know which blue cable or yellow cable that goes to the LED should go where. So that leads to blindly soldering, and that also leads to struggling to fit cables in the construction, because you can't really solder first and then connect it. So you need to connect and then solder it in place, and then it's not really a lot of space. So you need to push the LED down into construction, and that's hard. So since there are a lot of headache and it's hard to spot what's the problem, and that leads to blind troubleshooting, because you don't really know what's the problem. Because I encountered having problem with a LED, it wasn't working, and when I connected a second LED, it wasn't working either. So I was wondering what was the issue. But since I had the wrong color of the cables, I had only blue cables. I didn't know what's the problem. Did I connect something wrong, or was a LED broken? So it took me probably 2 hours to solve that issue, and in reality it should have taken me like 2 minutes if I used the right colors. And that also leads to the final conclusion: you can't speed up the process, and that's bad, because if you can't speed up the process, something is terribly wrong, and it's just a lot of headache because you don't have any control. Even if you mark them, there's still a lot of time you need to spend, and if that fails, it's going horribly wrong. So now I'm going to speak about the upgraded version, because I've been thinking about this for quite a while, and I thought, let's try to speed up the process. So the upgraded version, it takes roughly 2 to 3 hours in high speed. It might take less if you're really good at it, and if you perfect it even more. And in this case, the four cables that goes from the LED to the parallel cable system, which are the brown ones, these have the black, red, green, and blue. So now you have the right color of the cables. So right now you know that the black one goes to ground or VIN, the red is to red, blue is to blue, and green is to green. So now you can just weld it before putting it into the construction. As you can see here, number 3, you know which cable goes where, and that leads to easy to solder cables, to LEDs, and then you can put them in a construction. So you can just solder all 7 of them in probably like 10 minutes, and then you're done. So in 10 minutes in the new upgraded version, it takes 10 minutes, but in the old one, which is the current system, it takes probably a few hours. And as you can see on number 5 here, this is the LED, and each leg has a certain length. So you don't even need to measure anything. You just know that the long one is black, and the one beside the black that's on the edge is red, and then the other one is green, and then it's blue. So you can solder even before testing it out. So you can use solder cables to 7 of them, put them down in probably 1.5 hours, and then you're done. That's all you need to do. So the 4 cables that goes in parallel can still be the same. Only thing you need to mark them. So these brown ones, they go like this. I'm gonna show you. So the brown cable, they go like this around the whole circuit, and then you connect from each LED. You connect to the system here, to the main cable. And this one doesn't really matter what color they are, because all you need to do is that you need to make sure that the black one goes to one of them and red to another. So that's the great part, having parallel as well. So this is really the essence of mastering. It might be a short video, and my English might not be the best, but as you can see, it really looks easy to the right side, because you can see the 4 different colors, but on this side you can't really. You can only see the ground, but that doesn't really help much. So I think in future I'm going to be more motivated to maybe make 10 of these projects and just complete them really fast and just have a lot of them to show off. So that's probably all for this video, and maybe I will perfect it even more and master it even more. So who knows? But this is basically the concept of mastering something. You make all the small parts better. Even if I started bad, as you can see with the colors, it doesn't really matter, because I didn't know any better back then. But now when I'm started to think about it, I can start master and perfect my work. So that's really, really great. So thank you for watching.